It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
This thing is locked and loaded to the point where I'm now looking and thinking about what you did a year and a half ago, and I can't help but think how dumb you are.
What do you mean?
You walked in with one flip-flop and a one-fingerless glove. Looked around, scratched your groin. Where's the goof man?
And Steve.
Uh-huh.
And you did that for about 6 hours. Your kids left crying, and you decided you'll never go back.
I'm just walking around with one flip-flop on.
And one fingerless glove.
I don't know what I'm doing!
And one hand on your pants.
Right.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
I feel like I'm mischaracterized.
You mean to tell me that your family didn't have the world's most horrific Disney trip a year and a half ago?
No, we had a good Disney trip.
Would you put it, like, if you had to put it in the top half of Disney trips or the bottom half of Disney trips? Like, there's no...
Like, overall? Of everybody in the world?
Yeah, there's no 50% exactly. There is, you are in between 0 and 49.99 or 50.01 to 100 where you would have had the best Disney trip known to man.
I mean, I have to assume that I'm in the bottom half just based on, like, all the millionaires and super rich people who go and have, the time of their lives because they get to cut every line and they get all of the fancy stuff, get to meet all the characters and everything. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me you're in the top half.
I haven't gone yet.
Right, but you can't tell me that you will be in the top half.
Yeah.
You will?
Yes. No hesitation. Zero hesitation.
Okay.
So
I'd ask why, but I'm not really that interested, to be honest.
This thing
not.
This thing is prepped to the nines. I mean, I'm ready to go. I posted on the poll. Did Steve have a bottom or top half Disney trip? We'll let the audience decide.
Okay.
They're at Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter, at Steve and Kyle.
You mean X, parentheses, formerly Twitter.
I don't think I'll get on board with that.
No, it's still just Twitter.
And I don't know if that's just me being grumpy old or me just, it's kind of what we've come to know it as, which is Twitter forever.
I think I might leave Twitter. I think I'm done with it. The only time I use it is Tuesday mornings when our episodes release, and I get a notification saying you've been tagged by at Steve and Kyle.
Right.
I go in there, repost or re-X, whatever you want to call it now. And I don't look at notifications. I don't look at trending. I don't look at any of that. I'm beyond it. I'm past it.
Yeah. Now you'll be leaving 13,100 of your favorite friends.
Is that what I'm at?
Yeah.
Boy, and they've been getting a lot. They've been getting quite a bit for that. I was going to say for the money, but there's obviously no money. But they've been getting a lot for that click that they...
Now, you joined in December of 2013, so in 10 and a half years.
December 2013. Who was Steve then? Steve was single then. That was the brief window.
Okay. So Steve was single looking to mingle.
Single Steve, yeah. I was out there...
looking to buy a Christmas gift for just anybody who will glance your direction.
Anyone? Please?
It's a wine glass. And it says wine, not more.
It's tea o'clock somewhere.
It is.
Okay.
So December 2013.
I know exactly. I remember exactly why I joined Twitter.
You're still on the radio show at this point?
Yeah. Okay. I've been on the radio show for four and a half years at that point. I think that my first tweet ever, I don't know if you could pull it up, but I believe it had something to do with Tom Hanks's son, Chet Hayes.
Oh, okay.
And I believe my first tweet was something like, the only reason I joined Twitter is to troll Chet Hayes.
Boy. And I'm the one who gets guff?
Well, there was something that had just happened.
All right, I am now efforting in the advanced search function.
Can you scroll all the way back?
That's funny because that's very Kyle.
It is.
That's incredibly Kyle.
I don't think I don't think it lasted very long. I think I probably made that post and very quickly moved on with my life.
Yeah.
But it was, man.
So you got that sweet, sweet engagement, right?
Yeah, of course.
And you thought, boy, I can't breathe without this, without people ha-ha emojiing my Chet Hanks joke.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what he did. It was one of the many times that he's just gone viral for being an idiot.
All right, well, I'm scrolling right now, and
it's going to take a minute.
You tweeted a lot.
Did I?
In 2013. Yeah, like I'm still... like you
in
see
2013, I joined in December.
So December 8th... Boy, it looks like maybe either they're showing up differently or you didn't know how to reply properly because you would reply to our friend Wendy and then the tweet would show at Wendy. Mm-hmm. So that was your first tweet.
Okay.
Your second tweet was at friend Dave Kim.
Okay.
Your first official tweet.
Okay.
Not a reply to somebody.
Am I in the ballpark? Was I close?
I got a Twitter account to make fun of at Chet Hayes, but it seems like the internet has handled that for me already.
Oh, okay. I wonder what he did in December of 2013.
Why don't you take a shot in the dark at what type of buzz and engagement
that generated?
That the first tweet from Steve from the Side Gig Show.
At No PH and Steven. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say 0 retweets. Mm-hmm. 2 likes.
Okay.
Did I overshoot it?
I'll tell you what I'm seeing.
Okay, I can't wait.
I see 0 replies.
Okay.
0 retweets.
Okay, so I'm right so far. Did I get the 2 likes?
0 hearts.
Oh, no. I didn't even get 2?
But you know what you did? And I think you stacked. I think you stacked too much.
Okay.
Because you came up later that day.
Yeah.
And you tagged my brother Mike.
Yeah.
You said, this is my brother Mike's view.
Oh, from the Eagles game.
Lions game. And you know what that did?
Oh, boy. I can only imagine. That... I'm thinking 2 hearts.
Okay.
0 retweets.
Okay.
0 replies.
Okay. You got 5 hearts. And you got 3 retweets.
What?
I'm going to go through right now. Hang on. I'm going to make sure that your very first tweet, we are the very first retweet of your very first tweet right now.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, hold on. Stand by. Did I get any kind of notification?
So you jumped in with 2 feet because the next day
it was nonstop.
You were out there tweeting.
It was nonstop.
And now this was 2013. This must have been your house in Grand Rapids still.
Yep.
You said, she lives to see another day. It's a hashtag love-hate thing. And it's a picture of your snowblower.
All right, good for me. I got the snowblower running.
And there's just a ton of replies. And then December 13, you were in Portland at what looks to be a live show at the flag football facility.
It was very similar. Yeah, it was an indoor sports facility. Yeah.
So I wasn't too far off.
No,
okay,
not at all.
And then it seems like that wasn't going well because just a few hours later you tweeted, well, this isn't going well. Hashtag complete disaster.
Look at that. I just saw the retweet. Appreciate that.
I feel like we should just retweet that every time we have issues.
Well, this isn't going well.
This isn't going well. Hashtag complete disaster.
Okay. I wonder what was going on.
Those were your first forays into social media. And again, you don't just leave that type of high. When you get those 3 retweets.
Oh man,
it's 5 hearts.
What is it? Is it like is it serotonin?
Dopamine,
yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, it kicks in and you're just like, I'm the most popular person on the internet. Everybody's going to be following me. And you just sit there and refresh.
Yeah.
Like, looking at my followers go from 2
Yeah.
up to 4. Oh, somebody mentioned it on the radio show. I'm at 12.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
And I'm just sitting there looking around like, what do I tweet next? That's a great sign.
That's right.
I dropped my drink.
Some pictures of Lola on there. What a fun trip down memory lane here.
Yeah.
Picture some big icicles at your house that was poorly insulated, it appears.
Yeah, sure was. Not my problem anymore.
Fantastic. Oh, man.
How did we talk about that? I don't know.
So you joined, that would be 2.5 years before we started this podcast in 2016.
Yeah.
And that puts us, episode 4. Boy, oh boy. 432.
Oh.
And seeing those type of numbers always sparks me with when can we end this?
Oh, God. So we're in our 8th year. We've done 8 full years of podcasts.
Well, yeah, if we did, if we
roughly 50,
we took two very short breaks.
Yeah,
right?
Let's say roughly 50 a year times 8 is 400. Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. We had done 52 a year, which again we haven't.
We're gonna wrap it up at 9.
8, episode 9.
No, 9 years.
Oh God!
Because
in my head, my 2 options there were episode 9, which we just missed.
Yeah.
or episode 900.
Oh God, no.
Which means
we're not even halfway there.
So that means
we got to do another 8, 9. I'm gonna be in my 50s sitting here doing this. I'm gonna be 51 by the time we wrap it up.
18 weeks. We would be at 450. So 18 weeks puts us probably right at the start of the new year.
Yeah, 2025.
So 2025, that means we'll be entering our 9th calendar year that we've done this, which would mean to double that, it would be 18 total years, and that would put you in your 50s.
Yeah.
We would be, honestly,
no.
Our big bits would be Steve getting a colonoscopy. Right? I guarantee you. 50-plus-year-old Steve, and mid-30s Kyle,
right,
would be planning the live stream from Steve's colonoscopy with somehow the world's crappiest tech.
Yeah, oh no, there's no way. I can't. No, I do not want to be that guy.
So you don't want to be either podcasting when you're 50 or live streaming from your colonoscopy? Which one?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, both.
Well, let's plan out.
50, I'm planning, let's see. So I got 7 years till 50 because I'm in my late 30s.
Mid-30s.
Mid-30s, yeah, of course. No, I don't want to be doing this.
You don't want to be doing this when you're 50? Okay.
No. I want to wrap it up. I want to be, I was saying to Annette the other day, we were talking about pie in the sky, financial retirement dreams. I was like, I don't want to work past Nikki's high school graduation.
Okay,
and that gives
Nikki's
me
5 or 6 right now?
He's 2.
Okay.
Just turned 2.
Almost got it.
So I got 15, 16 more years to wrap up the employment. So you want
to retire before 60?
I do. It's not going to happen.
Right. So the pipe...
honestly, I want to retire before 50. Sure. I'd like to retire before 45.
What are we going to need to do? Because inevitably, when the monkeys call it over on the side gig.
Yeah. When the poop stops flinging.
Yeah. That means you and I are going to have to dive headfirst here to monetize this.
Sure, because I will be 100% unemployable.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how you translate that, what you do.
Into a desk job?
Yeah, into another viable career at age Yeah, so you're going to be 55.
Yeah.
Walking around with a resume printed out. That says
still going to have my Monmouth GPA on it.
Yeah, and it's going to say
from 40 years ago.
Excelled at Adobe Audition 1.5.
So no, I'm still going to have. Remember, we talked about the Orban Odyssey, which is what I first learned my audio editing on.
So in 10 years, the monkeys are gone.
10 years.
You and I decide we've got to dive in head first. It's the only way we're ever going to make a penny off of this thing. So we're doing this daily. So let's say what is
daily
Monday's episode after Steve turns 50. What are we talking about? In 7 years, on this podcast when you don't have a career anymore?
Okay. I mean, it's going to be heavily financial. Like, we're going to be talking about the markets quite a bit because, I don't know, at some point, maybe I'll put some money into one of them.
I can't pinpoint why, but I feel like you're going to have glasses then. I don't know why you're going to have a downturn, but I feel like if we're going to be talking finances.
Oh, and I got to put them on the end of my nose.
Right. Well,
the skinny glasses, like the square frames, but they're not super tall lenses.
Yeah.
So I just kind of have to have them hanging off the end of my nose. So when I'm looking at you, I'm not using them.
Right.
I'm looking over them. But when I'm looking down at my monitor, they'll be like blue blocker type things to block that blue light.
But I feel like they're just kind of for reading or for blue light. Like maybe you're starting to get more headaches. So when you're looking at your computer is when you put them on. Yeah. But again, same type of glasses, end of the nose, very, very thin. Yeah. I'll post that in the poll as well. Will Steve need glasses in 7 years? So again, we're planning or recapping your colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're talking the big shingles vaccine.
Yep.
That you're going to be getting.
I've already had shingles. Do I need the vaccine?
Ooh, good question.
I think shingles is something you can get multiple times.
You can?
I thought so. Man, I had that when I was, God, it's got to be 6 years ago. So I was 36, 37.
So in your late 20s.
That was one of the most painful things I've ever experienced.
Shingles?
That sucked.
I had it in my 20s.
Okay. Well, you're older than me.
I think you're probably collectively listening to the two youngest people on the planet
to have shingles.
Who have had shingles.
Yeah.
20s and 30s.
Oh, actually, I know exactly when I got it. I know I got it in, it was January of 2019 because we had found out like a week earlier that Annette was pregnant with Evelyn.
Oh, perfect. Good time to get that.
Great time to get it. Because I remember my doctor was the first person that knew that Annette was pregnant because he said, you know something, you'll probably be okay. Just try not to try not to be in close contact with anybody, especially if they're pregnant. And I was like, oh boy. I was like, well, doc, you're the first one to know. My wife is pregnant. She just took a pregnancy test 3 days ago. And he's like, okay, well, stay away from her for a couple days.
Ever thought about moving out? Not by her choice?
Yeah.
Yes, adults 50 and older should get the vaccine, even if they've had shingles in the past.
50 and over. Okay, so I'm not quite in the window yet. But I know that, I wonder if that's accurate.
But again, this is our episode 7 years in the future.
Sure. But they've also lowered the age for the colonoscopy. I think that's down to 45 now.
Really?
I think so. I remember my doctor telling me that when I was in for my latest checkup 6 months ago or so. He's like, oh, how old are you? Let's see, you're 40. Okay, almost 43. Well, they lowered the age down to 45, so you still got a couple of years. Hey-oh.
It does say people at risk. So I don't know if that's the standard expectation for just people in general.
Yeah.
Or if that's for people with certain factors.
Sure.
Saying to do that. So, boy. So again, 9 years, our very last episode.
This could be, we could be doing this episode 2 years from now.
The live stream from Steve's colonoscopy. Now let me ask you colonoscopy related.
Yeah, please.
Because we've come a long way, it seems, from what a colonoscopy is to like other ways that they can tell if you're either at risk or if there's something they need. Isn't there an option now, and excuse the crass nature, of where you just like drop off a sample and they like send it off?
Oh, I don't know.
My wife's a nurse practitioner. I bet you she would know.
I bet she would have a good answer for this.
Maybe, do you want to schedule an appointment with my wife in 2 years for you to defecate in a bag?
Okay.
And hand it to her.
And just drop it off at the house.
Yes. And then she'll send it off to the defecation factory.
Defecation lab.
And they'll check if you need a colonoscopy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
2 years.
More than anything. This is something that, preferably unannounced too. Just going to show up to your house, knock on the door. Hey, you'll answer the door.
Yes.
Say, hey, is Katie here? Yeah, why? What's up? I got a bag of crap for her. Just hand it over to her.
And I'll say, yeah, just, go move the applesauce and my kid's peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch tomorrow. Just slide that to the side.
And she won't have any kind of strange reaction, she'll be like, "Oh, cool, thanks."
Thanks. Yeah. We'll get back to you.
Yeah. As if that's a normal transaction in her life.
So we've got a big last 7 to 9 years.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have to start planning this. I'll have to find a doctor that's okay with us setting up all of our audio equipment in there.
Well, no, I guess we'll have to. I mean, the colonoscopy is going to happen. The shingles vaccine, obviously, that's going to be TBD, because if you said you don't want to be doing this after 50, and you can't do your shingles vaccine until you're after 50. So the shingles vaccine, I'm sorry, that might be a bonus episode.
Well, maybe I can get a doctor's note for being high risk since I've had it before.
But stay tuned. Coming up in 2 years, either Steve, the colonoscopy live stream of 2026, or Steve dropping a bag of shit at my doorstep.
Hey folks, viewer mail time again.
Yes.
Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Dear Pig. All right, what you got over there? That looks familiar.
Well, I got to tell you, it's
not the same, though.
No, these used to be perforated, Steve. You know, where I grew up, these had perforations. You just pop it open.
Yeah.
And now it's not even from our dear friends
at the BPPC?
At the BPPC anymore in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. According to Billy Stacks, some local credit unions have merged. And they have decided to no longer outsource the important work.
Oh, so they're doing it from... Where are they doing it from now?
Well, this shows...
Oh, come on, man. You're going too aggressive of an angle.
I thought I had... Okay.
No, you start off really good with the shallow angle.
And then I'm lifting it.
And then you're lifting it, which causes the wrinkle and the inevitable tear.
Stay tuned. Episode 900 or episode age 50. I'm going to crush...
You're finally going to nail it.
The envelope opening.
Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, boy.
Well, that was... I think that was less my fault. That one.
Well... I mean, but what led to it was your fault, so...
Well, tomato, potato. That is from our dear friend Billy Stacks, Steve, and I don't want to give out Billy Stacks' address, but yes, this is directly from the credit union. Just doesn't hit the same.
Let me see.
Yeah,
I believe
it's fine.
Billy Stacks in, is it Colony, New York? Or
Colony. A quick follow-up to viewer mail time.
Thank you, by the way, Billy Stacks. Appreciate your continued support.
Keeping the coffers
of this podcast.
Closer to black than red. Follow-up from our friend Lance Storer, who sent us 1 bajillion middle-aged dad / bumper stickers.
Yeah, they're sitting right here on the counter.
And our friend Lance Storer said he fell to a Facebook ad.
Oh, really?
And said he decided to send those our way. He goes, grab a few, chuck the rest. I don't really care. So maybe what we do...
Do we decorate our computers with them?
Well, I was thinking maybe once a week we read one.
Oh, okay.
And that's like the send-off.
Okay.
Right?
And then we add it to the wall or throw it out?
To, really tie the loop here. Maybe when the stack's gone. That's when the podcast is gone. I think he said it's like 150.
Oh, God. We're only doing one a week?
So we do 50 a week.
We do 6 a week at least. All right. How about this? We each randomly pick one every week.
Okay.
I read mine to you. You read yours to me.
Okay.
And then we vote on whether they should be added to the wall or not.
Okay. Boy, the fact that we could possibly add maybe 150 small stickers to the wall. Now this takes... We need to be harsh here. Okay? This is like no holds barred. Because
not just anybody gets through.
The sticker wall needs to be taken seriously. So let's start this off with the great sticker debate.
Okay.
Week 1.
What do you got there?
I picked a heavy hitter. Qualified crane operator. And it is just a crane.
It's a picture of a crane. Let me see. I like that.
Okay, so.
All right, qualified crane operator. Well, how about one goes up every week?
No matter what?
Yeah, so it's basically, we just have to choose which one we like.
I mean, do we want to do this ourselves? Do we want to outsource this? Like we can post it every week and
that's
have
good.
people...
Yeah, we'll do a poll. Do a poll every week.
Okay, and have people vote which one they want, they think should be added to the wall.
How about we do the option of your sticker, my sticker, both, neither.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So yours again said...
That's right, Steve. It's a circle. It's about 1 inch in diameter. Qualified crane operator.
Okay.
Don't know how this fits in with the rest of this.
Mine, small rectangle. Huh? I'm not insulting you. I'm describing you.
Okay. That's very sassy. Right?
Like, I feel like I have to snap my fingers when I say it.
Like, you just got into a debate about, something trivial, right? So let's say you're arguing the tire size on the 94 MKL, the hot Jeep at the time, with another person.
Yeah.
And they say, well, no, I would just do the 20-inch extra rugged tires.
Is that a brand name?
And you say,
extra rugged?
And you say, well, that sounds really dumb. And that person says, well, why are you insulting me? And you would say,
I'm not insulting you. I'm describing you. Bam.
Okay.
All right. So do you want to take a picture of these? And but we can't do the picture with a poll, can we?
What I'll do is I'll take a picture of both stickers and one, and then I'll just we'll figure it out. We'll find a way to get these on social media so you can.
Good job.
Chime in on which of these big winners should go to the sticker wall. Like, I'm a bit disappointed that one of these has to go to the sticker wall.
Well, that's why we're given the option of both and neither.
Right. And now I'm just like, I'm waiting for the week where I know, like, Big Pair of Nuts is in the debate against, like, I've got a gigantic set of, toes. And I'm like, oh, great. One of these has to go on the wall. And we got a sticker wall with a curated collection from all corners of the country and all facets of this podcast, from rad racing to Benson, Maine to bridges to whatever. Stephen King's on there.
Yeah.
And now we're adding like a comical pair of balls or a crane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, keep an eye on social media.
This is our first time in a while, it feels like, doing with a normal recording schedule. We have a couple weeks in a row here where we're planning on just doing everything normal. Hopefully, in the next 2 weeks, just as a bit of a heads up, spoiler alert, hoping to get some interviews coming up in the next few weeks after we talk to friend Greg Meskel, live from the Paris Olympics a couple weeks ago.
Did he post that picture and tag us? Wasn't he going to post a picture of the Eiffel Tower with like baguettes or something? Yeah,
he didn't go the full 9. I was a bit disappointed in Greg. He did post a picture, and I forget which social media it was. Oh, there it is. I had tweeted from our account, we are somehow still waiting on the video check-in from Greg at the Eiffel Tower. # Greg gets gold. Get Greg gold. # Eiffel is overrated. And he responded with, shot this for you, just for you tonight. No video recording allowed in the venue. I have no idea, how they would. I'm assuming just broadcast rights. So he was at a, mini brag. He was at the venue.
Sure. Yeah.
Looks like a net in the middle. So, pickleball. I don't know. And in the background, that big, dumb yellow rod shining into the sky. The Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I should have retweeted that, but I was so angry. It's the most overrated statue. Just a disaster. But yes, we have some interviews possibly coming up. So those always get me a little bit. I love that, especially kind of off the beaten path interviews for you and I.
Yeah,
like we're not, it's not a 2 minutes of conversation with a listener. It's someone we've talked to in the past. So always love those. But had a vacation last week, and that's why I mentioned the recording schedule. You and I we've been off and doing 2 things at once, whatever.
Took the fam to Gettysburg.
And by the fam, I mean my wife.
Okay. Left the kid at home.
Yeah.
Then for himself.
Yeah, was not welcome. That's one of those venues or areas.
He couldn't care less.
No, he would not. Unless there's a playground nearby.
Is there a lot of kid stuff? No, but I mean, obvious gift shop. So it could have gotten suckered into buying hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of, I don't know, like cannonballs or something.
Yeah. So you're there Thursday to Sunday. The idea that gift shops are going to hold a child for 2 full calendar days. I've long known that this is at this point, after Las Vegas earlier this spring that I went to, that this is now my favorite place to visit in America.
Gettysburg, really?
Pennsylvania. Love it. Peaceful. It's tranquil. I adore it out there.
Okay. Seems real boring, but
but
go ahead.
To your credit, this all depends on your interests.
Mm-hmm.
If that era of history and the loss of human life and what shaped our nation makes you feel like a real idiot,
big snooze.
I would understand how that's not interesting. If you don't care about the sacrifice of our generations past to defend what made the Union and what saved the Union, that's fine too.
South will rise again, Kyle. South will rise again.
And I'll come back to what I want to talk about with the very, very prevalent feelings of Southern pride that are still prevalent here shortly. So I went, and I have a theory for you, Steve. And maybe this is a theory that's out there, but I thought about it when I was in the city of Gettysburg.
Okay.
And I thought about it when I got home. I think Vacation Kyle is a thing.
Vacation Kyle? Vacyle? Vacay Kyle?
V-A-K-Y-L-E.
Vacyle.
That actually makes it seem like I'm like working for the VA or something. I don't know.
Okay, so Vacation Kyle, because you're notoriously a homebody, you hate other people.
Hate talking to people. Well,
you hate travel. Absolutely.
Not my favorite thing.
So this was, you flew there, right?
Flew there this time, which is the first time I've ever done. So I flew into Harrisburg, PA, which they say is the third biggest airport in Pennsylvania. I'd love
behind
to see,
like Philly and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I'd love to see number 4.
Okay,
if they even had a landing strip for number 4.
Okay,
so yeah, flew in, rented a car, drove about 45 minutes south to Gettysburg at our hotel. I think the reason I'm saying this now is because the 3 times I've flown for I guess if you want to call it vacation this year, was 6 hours to Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
The 2.5 days to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And now this 2.5, 3 days to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And I think I may not hate people as much as I thought before.
Well, that's... I mean, I know that that's not possible.
Let me give you a couple of examples.
Okay.
Because
hold on. August 17th, we're recording this. Yeah. Did you fulfill one of your New Year's resolutions as assigned by me? Did you make a friend?
No.
Did you? Oh, okay.
No. And the only reason I say that is because the qualification that you gave for this, which is I felt was totally fair, was you have to
exchange information and then have
hang out with this person.
Have at least one. Yeah. Hey, you want to go grab a beer or something like that?
And seeing as the people are in southeastern Pennsylvania and I live in West Michigan, the odds of that coming to fruition is going to be a bit tough. So let me give you a couple of examples now that I've noticed that I told you about. I never did post any picture. I never got a picture with me and this other Kyle in the airport heading to Kyle, Texas back in April.
Yeah.
Had 30-minute conversation with a guy named Kyle before heading to Kyle, Texas. Mm-hmm. Got his job, got his details, knew what he was going down there for. Chatted him up. Lovely conversation. Didn't even hate it. Didn't even hate it. The first time I actually thought about this, though, went to northern Michigan with another couple to do some wine tasting and just overall hanging out for the weekend with another adult couple instead of just, your kid.
That is pretty anti what I know you to be. Wine tasting.
Oh, you're crazy. I love it. I adore it.
Okay.
So when we were at the first winery, and I realized that my wife and my friends are both hush-hush talking to themselves behind me or around me because I won't shut up talking to the person giving us our wine.
Boy, are you asking about the flavor profile?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of shooting the breeze, little bit of asking the person how their day is. When's it get busy? Got live music here tonight. Where else would you recommend we go?
Oh, God, insufferable.
And I got a grin on my face, Steve. I'm loving it. That's the first time that I look and I thought, they think this is weird. Like my wife and my friends think this is odd the way I'm acting. But this seems normal.
So you're thinking that VA Kyle is the new normal?
No, not for at home. Still, leave me alone.
Okay. So you just don't. Yeah.
So we get out to Pennsylvania. And
For Kyle comes out?
let me say this. The first full day we're there.
Yeah.
We stop at a small brewery. Small. Walk in. Guy sitting on the nearest bar stool. A little wiener dog on the ground next to him.
There you go. There's your in.
And I'm a sucker for any dog.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I'm petting the dog, talking to the dog. Katie and I sit on the bar stools, and we stayed for probably hour and a half. Turns out the bartender and that man on the corner bar stool are boyfriend, girlfriend. They just moved from southern Florida. We talked housing market. We talked jobs. We talked her upcoming collegiate career that she's working on.
Yeah.
Talked about the dog. Talked about where they live. Full-fledged life conversation with this couple in their 30s. That if I lived there, I would have gotten their number and hung out with them again. No questions asked.
Do you think they enjoyed the conversation?
I think so. There was a lot of laughs. We were watching the Olympics. We were talking shop. Olympics shop.
Talking. How is that your shop again?
Oh, I'm a sports guy, right? So, when you're talking high jump, I'm talking technique.
Let me ask you, did you drop Greg's name? Did you say, I know a guy?
Oh, God. I should have. I didn't even think about it.
I know a guy. I know a guy who works for the water polo team. He's got Flavor Flav's number in his pocket.
Yeah, I should. Hey, Greg, call me now. But I need Flavor Flav. Now.
FaceTime. Come on. Yeah, boy.
We talked again until we realized, like, hey, there's other things we wanted to go do. It's nice to meet you. And you know what? Walked out of there. You know what I've realized? Never even got their name.
Isn't that exactly what you did?
Yes.
At the local bar?
At the start of the year, yes. Yeah, wife and I were on our way home from somewhere, and we stopped and got one beer. And ended up chatting with another couple who sat next to us at the bar again.
Right, the attractive man that we then post a Craigslist misconnections for the following week.
That's right.
That was, I'm about that.
Yeah.
I see you go to the gym.
And I never got this couple's name.
Oh, man.
Left.
Do you want to post another Craigslist misconnections for
Gettysburg? I don't need to talk to them again.
Yeah, but you guys had chemistry.
Yeah, but what am I going to do? Like Zoom call? Zoom call catch up from that one time we sat next to each other?
I'd love to get these people on.
Now that would be fascinating, right? To see their end of things. Because now that they're hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
And can talk openly. Were they as interested as I seem to be? Or were they continually checking their watch?
Maybe throw that up on the poll. Was the Gettysburg couple as interested in the conversation as Kyle was?
Boy, this one's going to hurt.
Can only imagine what the replies will be for that one.
Fast forward a little bit later. Yeah. We're out touring the battlefield, much to my wife's dismay.
So when you're touring the battlefield, is it literally just you're walking in a field?
Well, it's like the whole town. So it's big. This is a big battlefield, and it's one of the most preserved in Civil War history. I'm glad you asked. So this thing stretches a couple of square miles, thousands of acres, with monuments everywhere. Small, large, based on, such and such company from South Carolina advanced to this point, et cetera, et cetera. And then different points of the battle. Little Round Top, Devil's Den, you know all about those. The Peach Orchard that way, just an absolute slaughter pen there. Yeah. So as we're touring this area, I'm walking up, I'm taking a few pictures, and I see Katie underneath a tree, and there's an older gentleman who's in uniform. So up there.
So a ghost. Katie's talking to a ghost.
So I mosey on over. And we don't leave there for almost 45 minutes. Because I made another friend. I know what you're thinking.
Do you?
I didn't get his name. I didn't get his name either. This guy, older gentleman, lives in Baltimore, taking a 5-day guided tour of Michigan coming up.
Whoa, hold on. 5-day guided tour of Michigan.
If he lives long enough.
That's where we live. Is you going to get in touch with him while he's here? Or
we'd have to start with getting his name.
Okay.
And then, again, he'd have to survive long enough. And that's no offense. This was an old man that... The only reason I knew he was awake half the time was because words were coming out of his mouth.
Was he in the Civil War?
I would argue that if I had asked, there's a good chance he'd have said, yeah, my dad fought at Antietam or Shiloh.
Which, as you know, everybody out there, all the history buffs listening, those are famous battlefields.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I get home.
Wow.
I get home and I think to myself, actually, this is on vacation. I'm literally walking in the airport. And I say, I have to put this on our little sheet because I need to ask Steve.
Yeah.
Is this a thing that can happen? Do you think that's possible for me? And now that I've spent too long explaining how I look at it, do you think is this something that could come from me? Because you're not, granted, a little bit of the character stuff on this podcast is played up for obviously fun. Mm-hmm. But in general, I don't want to talk to people.
It seems like when you're on vacation or kind of out of your normal element, you take on a lot of my characteristics.
Okay.
Of chatting people up.
Let's think back.
Okay.
Last big vacation you and Annette probably took by yourselves was that Sandals, Jamaica on the...
northern coast. I'm glad you brought it up. The northern coast of Jamaica. Ocho Rios, which means, as we all know, 8 Rioses.
8 of the Rioses.
Yeah.
But
our last, big vacation, yes, it would have been our honeymoon, so we're talking...
With just you, though.
Just us?
Just you. Like, even a weekend away, like...
we've done weekends away. We did a weekend away, like, within the last month.
Now, the only reason I'm questioning... why it might not be, maybe I'm jumping from 0 to 100 personally, and you're staying like 50 at home, 55 on the road.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more, maybe 30 at home, 60 on the road, somewhere in that range.
Because you're taking Annette to Jeep Fests and searching for garage door openers.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I got a garage door opener update. They were not working for the last couple of months. I finally got them back online. The app works again. The app's working. I know.
That's full circle because I didn't read it for good reason, mostly because I was bored to tears, was one of your very first tweets in December 2013.
Was it about garage doors?
It was about a garage door opener.
What? God, is there anything else that we talk about?
Dude, apparently not. Do you think, I digress here, do you think Annette gave a once-over on your Twitter before, like, becoming involved? Going like, Jesus Christ, this guy won't shut up about garage doors.
Let's see. We had talked about, we met just a couple of months after my big Twitter launch.
So you gave her, obviously, as a late Christmas gift, the wine glass that said, like, what was the saying?
Wine more or something?
Something like that. Wine no more or whatever, yeah. So she got that delayed Christmas gift. So you met a few months after your big foray into social media. Did you ever hear from her like, hey, you're talking garage doors a lot?
No, because I'll tell you what, she took full advantage of my garage door knowledge because I replaced a garage door at her house 1.5 times.
That's right.
Replaced it. She promptly drove through it.
Whoa, I thought that story was embargoed. A story for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, well, she hasn't listened in years, so...
no way.
Hey, hold on. Leanne, don't mention it.
I swear to God.
Don't mention it.
I will block your IP, Leanne. Do you understand? I know how to do that. But I got someone like, I'll call, what was the guy's? Arifel. Okay.
Oh, Arifel Islam.
He's going to have some friends who could block your IP address if you pass that on.
Yeah.
So, can you think about, now that, I filibustered quite a bit. Were you in Jamaica? And were you chit-chatting to anybody and everybody?
I remember there was one couple who seemed like they were roughly our age, and we kept seeing them. We'd go out to dinner at one of the restaurants, we'd see them, and it was, I think that we had just, hey, how's it going? Oh, where are you guys from? Cool. Well, have a good day. So we had a lot of quick encounters with them. And I remember we were going on kind of like a booze cruise type thing one day, one of the last days that we were in Jamaica, and they were on there. And I remember saying to Annette, I was like, we got to make friends with them. And we failed miserably. Oh. We didn't make friends with them.
Did you try? Or did you just like go bump into them and be like, all right, no, nice shoes?
I remember being on this booze cruise and like there's music playing and they were the type to get out and start dancing and like cutting up. And I was just like, I can't do it. Even
on a booze cruise, you couldn't loosen up enough to get out there, cut a rug.
I couldn't do it. No.
I gotta tell you, I think... You said you're like 30 at home, 60 on the road. I don't know.
You think it's...
I think it's probably closer to 30.
Yeah.
Even on the road.
No.
I mean, because we're not talking side gig trips where you're forced to talk to those people. And by those people, I mean the lovely side gig listeners. We're talking, you and Annette out for a weekend getaway or, a week getaway. Mm-hmm. You spent 4 days lusting after a couple you didn't know their names of. And then the one chance...
I don't know about... First of all, I don't know about lusting after them.
You were steps away from a swap, is the way you're describing it.
I mean, we've talked about my honeymoon at great lengths on this podcast.
I'll post on the poll with Steve... Oh boy. A step away from a swap. That's all I'm going to put. Mm-hmm. So it's, contextually, it could be an engine swap.
Sure, yeah.
And please don't start talking about engines.
Look, I'm thinking about upgrading the Comanche, by the way.
Do you think, what would happen then if, let's say, the four of us, you, Annette, me, and my wife, Katie.
Are we still talking about swapping? Just for clarification.
We decide to go away. Let's see. We say, hey, we're going to go away to wine country. Mm-hmm. Right? We're going to Traverse City, northern Michigan.
Yep.
Let's go away for 2 nights. Mm-hmm. And you say, sure. Do you think... Couple of questions.
Okay.
Would you be shocked by the way I act? Just knowing the stories and assuming the stories I'm telling you are very true, which they are. Mm-hmm. I have no reason to randomly lie.
I have no reason to think that you're lying about it either.
And 2, do you think you'd try to maybe jump on board with Vacay Steve?
I think so. I think that Vacay Steve is a little more laid back. Yeah. You got to get me. You got to get me in the middle of a vacation though, when my sleep schedule has kind of shifted back to more of a normal. Yeah. Then I want to stay out a little bit later. I want to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe cut the rug. Who knows?
I'm not even talking about dancing.
Do you want to do this? Do you want to plan a?
First of all, you don't need to ask me to. I adore trying to do like little getaways with other adult couples just to have normal interactions that aren't,
surprises me.
Centered around, can I go jump on the trampoline or play at the park or go to, you know what I mean?
Right. Watch Blue's Clues.
Yeah. Once you realize that you can have a normal conversation about whatever and do things where you're not constantly worried about.
It is nice. Yeah.
So it's just different. So yeah, I'd love to do that.
All right. Let's do it. Let's plan something.
I just feel like we're going to be like, I'm just going to be trying to be vacation, Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
And then I'm going to be like eyeballing Steve taking video of me just trying to, chit-chat with a sommelier. Right? Just someone serving me some fruit wine because I'm too much of a baby to drink dry red wine.
Okay.
And you're going to be like, God, can you believe this guy? He won't shut up.
Chit-chatting up the sommelier. That is not
something you expected.
Not a line I'd expect to hear you say.
Listen, let's get. I'd be happy to do that.
All right, I'm up for planning. You want to plan something for the fall?
Yeah. Listen, you could.
Where are we gonna go? Where are we going? I love Traverse City.
Yeah, let's do that.
I will. My wife. It'll take zero convincing to get my wife to go to Traverse City.
To get your wife to want to be able to talk to somebody, not you or the kids. What are her options? Again, then Blue's Clues or garage doors, based on experience today.
A little offensive. No, take that back. A bit offensive.
She'd be up there tomorrow. Keeping the chairs warm.
Yeah. All right. I'm up for it. I'm up for weekend away in Michigan's wine country this fall.
I sure hope the wives are okay with us getting an episode done.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I mean, you can't stop the money train.
Right. Listen, this
Toot, toot. Money train's pulling into the station. You want on? Do you?
Absolutely.
I want on.
And I don't want on the caboose. Okay?
No.
I want a main car.
Yeah, you don't want to be caboose in the money train. Ladies.
Be sure, again, check out social media. I'll have those stickers for your votes posted this week at Steve and Kyle. I'll try to get those on. Maybe we just post them the same way as we've done Poll Badness, so I can get them on all of the social medias.
Kyle, I got a big surprise for you.
Yeah, what do you got?
You may have seen that I've been a little preoccupied over here.
Doesn't even bother me.
I've been posting polls to Facebook, too.
Oh, my gosh, that's right, because
we can do it. We can do it from the mobile app. Can't do it from the website. But with the mobile app, you can post pictures for a poll. So look.
So maybe these will these be Facebook?
I can pull up a poll. You can add a picture. Option 1, option 2.
So maybe we make these Facebook exclusive.
Facebook exclusive.
Polls.
You can see all of our polls on Twitter and Facebook.
Correct.
But you can see our sticker polls.
That's right.
That's Facebook exclusive. That's facebook.com/Steve and Kyle.
I'll try to send that to our Instagram story as well, where I think you can only vote there on stories. We'll figure it out. Who knows? Be sure to check that out at Steve and Kyle Facebook for the stickers, Facebook and Twitter for all of our polls. A lot of them up there this week.
Whole bunch. Yeah. That's exciting. We got Facebook polls back. Did they ever go away, or did we just stop doing it?
No, they went away.
They've gone back and forth a handful of times.
Yeah, and I believe somehow it's now only on iOS, and I still can't on the Android. Even on the app, it's a bit of a disaster. Let me see. Oh, Steve,
you got it back?
I got polls.
Hot dang!
So all polls going forward will be on we'll be on Facebook as well at Steve and Kyle.
All right, big thanks to Billy Stacks once again for sending the very generous donation, keeping us somewhat close to being in the black for this calendar year. At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, there's something up there on all of those for a little something for everybody. Check it out. We'll talk to you next week. See ya.